with all the vulnerability that like was in the show, there was a moment right at the beginning, like the very, very beginning, where we were just hearing these like voices, and I didn't know what was happening at first, and then I realized that we were listening to critiques from your time on AGT, and they were saying pretty not nice things about like, oh, you would never sell out a show, or this could never be a tour, you need to be in a group, like all of these things, and then I just took a very like quick look around and I was like, oh, that's not true even at all.
Not a little bit.
Oh man. And I think it's really special how you've been reclaiming, you know, that moment and the like not best experience on that show.
Yeah.
I don't know, what did you think like was the best takeaway from doing that?
You know, it's funny how that story and that experience has changed through the years for me. Like, I guess my relationship with that memory, as memories do, like, change. Because I remember at first, I think it empowered me so much to be like, I'm going to prove them wrong, you know, and that gave me some drive.
Yeah.
And then it was the story, everybody would be like, oh, they were so wrong about you. And I was like, yeah, they were. And I, like, really owned that. Like, and then, you know, looking back at it now, I think the most powerful thing, aside from the messages of just perseverance that it taught me, of like, you got to get up when you're pushed down, and that's the story that you're going to live over and over again, is we all have to get up every time we fall, and that's what successful people are. They're not people that never failed, they're just the ones that got up over and over again.
Yeah.
So that was a lesson for a while. And now I love looking back at it because I'm like, actually, they didn't have to be mean and say such cruel things. But like, if you watch that performance, like, I really wasn't very good. I was like just honing my craft. I was brand new at dancing and playing. Like, it was such a new thing. I did look kind of awkward. I didn't play great. Just everything about it. It's like, it was my time to leave the show, you know, and they weren't wrong. But you have to take all the critique life gives you and really add your own spin on it. And the word that I added was yet. I just wasn't quite good enough yet. I had a lot to learn. And now when I step on a stage, I have earned my place there through years and years and years of practice. I've earned every single fan that's in that audience through the relationships I've built with them. And I didn't have any of that, you know, time or talent yet, or, you know, and so I think that's such an important word to me. And I remind myself that whenever I'm discouraged with anything, even recently when I was learning silks and I was like, this is so freaking hard and my body hurts and I'm so sore. And it was just like, I can get this. I'm just not quite there yet. Like, keep going.
Wow.
You mentioned that all these different forms of fuel. What is now the fuel? What keeps you going to do 15 tours and another tour coming up Christmas this year?
To be honest, I find a lot of joy that I don't feel like I have to prove anything anymore. It's because I'm happy, because I love it. Like, that's the fuel. And, you know, that I think that's such a great place to be in, because I think over and over again, we have to work through things and you realize that you no longer have anything to prove in that arena. And recently, and I won't go into depth about this, but actually last time we spoke, I was going through some heartbreak.
Oh, yeah.
And I was really feeling it, and I was quite bitter, and my ex was very much succeeding. And every time I would see him, he's a manager, and I'd see him and his artists like thriving. I couldn't escape it. Anytime I went online, I'd hear the songs. And I was just like, why do they get to be so freaking successful when they were both horrible? But then, fast forward now, they're still killing it, and it doesn't hurt anymore.
Right.
I don't care. Like, I've got nothing to prove. It's all ego. It's all this, like, I need them to know that I am better off without them. Actually, no, I don't. They're not in my life anymore. And if they could be the most successful people in the world, or living in a cardboard box, and it wouldn't affect me. Like, and same with like the judges from AGT. Like, getting years ago, having the opportunity to let go of that and realize I don't have to prove anything to you anymore.
Yeah.
And like, the end goal is like, am I happy doing what I do? And it's like, yeah, I love it. I'm very tired right now.
Sure.
I just got off the tour and I'm exhausted, but like,
Sure.
we go back out in 2.5 weeks, and I will be so excited to be back with my tour peeps. Anyway, so that's what fuels me.
Thanks so much for watching this clip from our podcast, Counter-Melodies.
If you'd like to watch the full episode, be sure to click the link in the description.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye, guys.